Coke, Fred, Norm, Carr, Jim, Kevin, how are you? I want to welcome all my new students. I'm very excited to have you guys here. Antonio, Rodney, Alan, Ed, Rebecca. I'm going to try to remember all of y'all. Ray, Amy, Lloyd, Casey, Peter. Hope I didn't miss anybody. I know I did, but very happy to have you guys here. Hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm loud and clear. And if the Averys are here, I just saw their name go by. I'm going to do my best not to over-enunciate on the microphone tonight. I get a little excited, and the problem is I'm watching this meter on GoToWebinar, and it's coming in right around the green, and when I over-enunciate, it goes into the red, so, or I guess over-modulate. So I'm going to be careful with that. Cliff, if you're bored and you want to remind me that I'm overdoing it once in a while, let me know. All right. Well, let's get to it. All right, first of all, I got to mute everybody. Let me mute all the background help here. All right, they're all muted. Okay. Welcome to the trading family. Very happy to have you guys here. You made the right decision. You're in the right place. Okay? There's two things I love in the world more than my family, or about, I don't let me hear that, about as equal as my family, and that's trading and talking about trading. So what I want you to do is, it's my turn now. The sales bullshit is over. The pitches are done. You're here. Okay? It's time to put that garbage behind us, and it's time for me to put up or shut up, so to speak. I'm going to bring it every night. I need you to roll up your sleeves, open your mind, and make this a truly exceptional ride. Okay? I told you before I got a bad mouth. I'm going to try to control myself, but sometimes I get on a roll and it just happens. But I promise you that if you can open your mind and forget all the other garbage that's rattling around in there, it's going to be a great year for you in 2013, okay? All right, I see the chat comments. I'm going to try not to answer them because it does have a tendency to slow me down when I'm teaching, and I hate to do that. The Averys, I know about your railroad track question. Remind me when we start talking about candles. If you have a question and you want to email it to me or you want me to address it, please post it when we get on that module or that section of the class. You guys that have been around for a while, I know you get excited and you've been thinking about a question probably for a couple of months and you want to ask me, and here I am, and then you ask me some shit I ain't even talking about. All right, so let's be kind and considerate to the new students. And let's try to move through the material, and let's ask questions that are pertinent. Okay. All right. I know you're going to say, boo. You new guys, no trading this week. I want you to take the rest of the week off and not trade. Money clouds your judgment and your mind, especially if you're an open float or losing some. So what I'd like you to do is just relax for a couple of days, take the week off. We're getting close to Christmas, and just kind of change your mindset from a trader's mentality to an educational and learning mode, and just relax. All right? The material, you got to let it soak in and got to let it click. I want you to put aside everything that you think you know about the markets and open your mind to the possibility that there is, in fact, something bigger going on. And I want you to allow yourself the opportunity to have success, and I want you to do me a huge favor and stop mixing what I teach with other garbage. Don't hang up from the webinar and go, oh, I see this now. I'm going to put some MACD dots and some diamonds, and I'm going to put some CC stochastic RSI ribbon on there, and all of a sudden it'll help. I want you to just trust me, trust the process, and give yourself over to me for a couple of weeks. I promise you, if you can do that, you're going to see some things. Now, I wanted to ask Kim Pingleton for a minute just to say hello to you guys and just address the class real quick. I'm going to open the mic to her. Hopefully just for a couple of minutes, and then I'll get back on track. Kim, if you're available, please. I know I forgot to tell you, and I dropped it on you. Do you need a minute? I unmuted you.
Hey, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was actually had my headset off and everything. Hey, I want to welcome everybody. I'm not. No, but anyway, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much, especially all the new students. Please let us know if there's any way that we can help. Was there anything else that you were wanting me to in reference to? Because, you know, we love
no,
working
just
with
say hello
everybody.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I caught her off guard. I didn't give her a chance to prepare. So, all right, I'm going to mute you back. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for saying hey.
Yeah.
All right, so listen. Here's the lineup. We're going to work for about an hour, take a 5-minute break, shake it off. Then we'll work for about another hour or so, and then we'll take about a 30-minute dinner break, 20 minutes, whatever, however long you guys can wolf a sandwich down, however fast it takes. I'll try to break every hour for about 5 or 7 minutes, 10 minutes, just like a bathroom break. I want your complete focus, man. Look, you gave me your money. If I didn't care about you, I would just try to spit this out. We need to spread the material out and give you a chance to soak it in. I want you about the attention span of most people is about an hour, except for Dave Minash, it's about 20 minutes. So what I want you to do is every hour get up and shake it off. When I find a good spot to break, I'll break. Get up, walk around the house a little bit, have a smoke, whatever it takes to keep your attention and your focus. The 30-minute dinner break is so you can keep your nutrition up and your energy level up. And if you can't stay, it's recorded. Okay? So if you have to go, if you miss anything, no problem. The recordings will be posted as quickly as possible. I got to close my email box. Don't ask me how that happened. All right. Close window. Yes. All right. So anyway, sorry. I'm a little rusty on this webinar stuff. It's been a while. All right, look. Let's just get to it. Hold your questions. I'll try to keep the pace reasonable. That's one of the things I forgot to tell you, too. If I'm going through something and you're lost or confused, mark the tape. Don't forget it's taped. So right now, set your watch to midnight or midnight 07. We're 7 minutes in. And say, okay, Steve said this at 30 minutes in, 35 minutes in, 40 minutes in. Mark the tape. And then go back and look at it. And if you can't get it after that, then I'd like you to generate an email to me and I'll help you with it. But go back and re-listen to the sections. All right? And if you still can't get it or you want to hear it in class, well, the last hour of class, we're going to do a bunch of questions and go over everything that people missed. All right? My goal is to not leave you behind and to make you feel like you understand. All right? Be courteous to each other. Everybody learns at a different pace. If someone asks me to repeat something, don't huff and puff and breathe and say things in the chat window. I'm here for all of you, and I am dedicated to your success in 2013. All right? Every night, start at 6 o'clock. I already said all this. Break for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, we're going to be good. Okay, homework assignments and technical issues and customer support. Here you go. Email addresses. You got a question or homework for me? Steve@beatthemarketmaker.com. You got some MT4 platforms. Your keyboard doesn't work. Your battery's died. Your mouse is bad. I'm kidding. Joe at beatthemarketmaker.com. Joe is there for indicator loads, technical support, platform issues. Can't hear the recordings. Your computer crashed. All that stuff. All right? Customer support issues. Can't log into the forum. Lost your password. That's Casey at beatthemarketmaker.com. All right? Write these down. You're going to need them. Just remember that most successful students have done all the homework. Abo has done more homework than anybody. Sometimes when there's no trades, it's good to go back and look at the charts. Okay, a lot of you should have a glossary, and if you don't, I will reissue it. I'll get Casey to mail it out tonight at the end of the class, or maybe on one of the breaks I'll give it to her and she can roll it out to everybody. But it's the terms that I'm going to be using in the class. It looks like this. You guys have this or no? Say, just put a Y or an N. Let me see how many people have it, how many people don't. I know the new students may or may not have it yet, but I will roll it out tonight. It's the basic terminologies that I use. Okay, a lot of N's in there. I'll roll the copy out to everybody tonight. Okay? All right. Yeah, a lot of no's in there. I'll roll it. We'll roll it out tonight for sure. Okay. Some of you have seen this before, but I'm going to do a little test, especially you new guys. I want you to try to pay particular attention to it, and I want the answer from you. I want you to post it in the chat window, okay? Let me pull it up, and let's roll through it. If you've seen it already, don't spoil it for the others, okay? All right. I'm going to take the headset off and play this for you guys. Adjust the volume on it, and then I want the answer typed in the box, okay? As soon as you can get it, first one to get it, I'll open a Diet Coke in your honor. All right, so here we go.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
All right, who's the answer? Billy? No. Fazad, what's the answer, man? Carrie? Coke, still you don't have it right. All right. Okay, let's watch the rest of this.
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
All right, think about this now. Did you guys see the bear? Some of you seen it, some of you didn't. The ones that have saw the bear or seen this before, I commend you. The ones that missed it and were like so focused on one particular item, counting the passes, there was an array of things going on next to you. Think about how this pertains to your trading. If you focus on the wrong thing, it will cause you to have failure. Being hard-headed or set in your biases or believing too strongly or convicted about the euro's going up, the euro's going up, the euro's going up, and the euro goes down. This behavior and mindset causes you to miss the truth in the market. If the video is choppy, when you get a chance, Google awareness test and watch it again. It's very interesting and very pertinent to the business because until somebody pointed the bear out to you, you didn't see it. Until I pointed out to you the pattern in the markets, perhaps you didn't see it. Once your awareness level has changed, it should help you to start to have success in the business. Okay? How do you increase your awareness? You need to step back and view the bigger picture of the market and stop thinking with the retail mentality and start to think like a market maker. And over the next 4 days, I'm going to show you how to think and behave exactly like one of those guys. All right? I'm still here. All right, next order of business. We are going to do a pop quiz. Some of you are going to know the answer. Some of you are not. But here's the point. I want you to read these test questions, answer them as quickly and concisely as you can, and put a D in the screen when you're done. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to remember the questions. If you want to take a screenshot of it, go ahead. Listen, if you don't have Jing or Snagit or Screen Hunter on your computer that's available to you to take some screenshots, I recommend that on the break you download that. You are a paid student. My material is copyrighted. I don't have a problem with you taking screenshots for your own personal use. Remember that you signed a student agreement, and I don't want to see them on the internet. But for your learning purposes, it is best for you to take some shots and print them. I have no problem with that. So if you don't have those tools available, just Google it on the break and download it to your computer. You need to have a screen capturing device to get the most benefit for what I'm talking about, okay? All right, let me pull up the quiz. We're going to go through a few questions, but here's why I'm pointing these questions out to you. Is that I want them to stick in your mind. So that while I'm going through the material, you can say, oh, you know what, that was a question. Let me write it down. No peeking on the side. All right. You guys ready? Okay, go. I'll give you about 5 minutes to slide. There's about 6, 7 questions. All right, starting now. Go. Okay, you guys done? I'm getting a lot of D's up on the screen, so I don't want to hold up the whole class. If you don't have a picture of it, take one right now and print it out on the break, and then you can answer them as we go along. All right, next question, next set of questions. Go. Okay, the D's are popping up. All right, hopefully you got a screenshot of them. Print them out, hold them next to you, answer them as we go along. we'll revisit the quiz at the end of the class. Okay? Let me get set back up. We're ready to go. All right, let's talk about how to beat the market maker. All right, you guys are still answering the test questions. We're going to answer them at the end of the class. And you guys already know the answer. You're just showing off. You new guys, make sure you got a screenshot of that stuff and answer it as we go along. Keep it next to you on your desk. And when something that I say goes, oh, yeah, I saw that on the test, answer it, write it in, okay? Hey, Jerry, how you doing, buddy? All right. To beat the market maker, we got to understand him and what his objectives are. He has three main objectives. His first objective is to induce traders to take positions. The money sitting in your account is of no use to him until you trade it or click your mouse. He does this with circular trades. Circular trades are during the Asian session where he trades bank to bank on light volume to create the market maker spread. Second objective is to create panic and fear to get you to think irrationally. He does that with quick moves out of nowhere, spike candles, news releases, and just inexplicable price behavior. You ever been watching your chart, everything's been going along nice and smoothly, and then maybe at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon a spike comes out of nowhere on no news release? That is the dealer creating panic, triggering the stops, and taking people out. In essence, he's clearing the board. And again, objective 3, hit the stops and clear the board, force you into margin trouble, and essentially pocket your money. Those are the 3 motives that the market maker approaches the business with every single day. Your job is to understand that and be ready for him. We also must know what he is capable of. Now, there's been a lot of regulation that has helped with these things, but I can't tell you who's doing this and who's not doing this. I have no way to know. But the slides I'm about to show you next are personal. They came from the MT4 Manager's Guide. This was given to me, a little background on this. When I was in Dubai, I was invited to a brokerage house to see their back office and how they run things. And essentially what they have is a monster war room with computers all around the room, and they monitor everybody's account. And what they do is they have these plugins that go on the platform, and they do some pretty nasty things to people. These are where these slides came from, and this is where this book came from. If you weren't sure they had a book on how to take your money, welcome to the real world, welcome to reality. Do you think those guys are just in the business to hand money over to you? Everyone is in business for a profit motive, the same reason you started trading. The dealer can requote you at will. It's a switch. It's simply a button he pushes that if he wants to reject your order, he can reject your order by tapping that button. You guys see it? I'm grabbing a pen here. Okay? He can allow the order to go through, or he can give you a requote. The dealer can stop you out across the board. And if he doesn't do it in English, he can do it in Russian. I'm kidding. Stop out's a stop out. Doesn't matter the language it's done in, right? The dealer can mess with the spread. See this slider right here? See that thing right there? This determines the spread of any given pair at any time. Okay? So here's what happens. You buy a robot off the internet for $97, which, by the way, is the maximum amount allowable and still come in under the refund amount for ClickBank, in case you were wondering why they're all $97. $97, you buy a robot, you put it on your account. And the thing works pretty great in demo because they don't monitor the feeds, they could care less. You have great success in demo. You bang your credit card for 10 grand. You drop it in the account. And within 4 or 5 days, you're down to about 6,500 bucks. What happened? The dealer has toyed with the spread and not allowed that robot to execute cleanly in your account like it did in demo. They'll tell you, oh, no problem, enjoy your robot, use it on the account, we accept EAs, blah, 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 blah. But the reality of it is that this slider prevents you from making a profit, and especially if you have the robot with no stop loss. That might use a 100 pip stop loss and a +2 or +5 take profit. They'll open this slider, and you'll just miss your target, and then perhaps the market will correct against you, and you'll have 85, 90 pips in open float with a monster amount of lots on, and you're in trouble. Your margin gets flashed out. This one makes me sick, and I actually have a student that shared a story in all the live classes with us, and I'm going to share his story because he told me it was okay. The dealer can go back on the chart and make price do whatever he wants it to do. If price doesn't reach a certain limit or price point on the chart, he could simply pencil it in or type it in, and it will reach that price point. That goes in line with stopping out across the board. So here's the bar. Okay? The bar opens at whatever the feed is, and they say, you know what, 23.59, well, we got orders at 62 that we need to get to stop it out. So they make the high of that bar, 62, 63. They type it in. They hit OK and execute. And the price, though it's feeding at 23.59, will go to 62 or 63, whatever they put in there. And that box allows them to get price where they need it to be. Now, the story I was going to share with you was the guy didn't listen to me. He was trading non-farm payroll. And I'll tell you his name. His name is Wiley. And what happened was he was trading a pretty big account. He was having some success, but I told him to stand aside non-farm payroll. And he didn't listen. And he opened up an order, which he saw to be perceived to be the high of the day and had a decent stop loss in. And when the news released, price never went to a stop loss, but he was taken out. And then it went on his way, and he should have been profitable. He didn't know to take a picture of the screen. But what happened was he got on the phone, started calling the dealer, started arguing with them and telling them, nope, that's where it went, you're out, blah, 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 blah. He called the NFA. He was pissed off for hours. This whole process took whatever it was. They called him back. When he refreshed his charts and opened the platform back up, the bar had gone up there. They took this module and extended the feed on the accounts to show that the bar, in fact, went up there. And he said, I didn't take a screenshot. I didn't know it was even possible to change price points on a chart. Well, I'm showing you that it is, in fact, possible. Okay? The dealer knows who's in margin trouble. They know who's on the fence, who's about to get called out. They have this level of where you are in your cycle and what money you have left, your reserves, and they know where to take you out. Now, there is a trade that was developed from this box. It is called the straightaway trade, and I will explain that to you over the next couple of days. The straightaway was designed for everyone that is in margin call trouble to be finished off and flashed out so the dealer can pocket his money. It's simply a straight rise or a straight fall out of a peak formation or price point to where anyone that's on the fence that is jammed gets taken out and flashed out of their equity. And I'll show you those trades. We'll illustrate those over the next couple of days. Show you how to trade it and how to avoid it. So basically what happens is, listen, it's a business. If you thought the broker was your pal shaking your hand and he's like, oh, Alan, I'm so happy to have you here. We love your money. You know what? We're just going to charge you the spread and everything will be fine. You're mistaken. The dealer is in business for profit and he's trading against you. You are dealt with through a block of orders They don't sit there and go, I'm going to get Jerry or I'm going to get David. That's not what they do. The orders come in and they analyze the book and they go, okay, we got X amount of net longs versus net shorts, right? The dealer has this much money. His uncovered positions means net longs versus net shorts is open float. This, if he can't afford this, this will be bundled up and actually sold off to the interbank market to keep himself in line. The dealer's job is to stay in business. Right? That's his job. His job is to be profitable and stay in business. If you thought otherwise, you're mistaken. You think that they're just making the spread and they can hoist their name on top of these big bank buildings downtown and the things that are happening. That happens because they're good at it. They're successful. You know, Bruce, yeah, the evil empire comes to mind. The axis of evil. Listen, it's a reality. It's the business. But now that you know what's going on, it's your job to decipher and trade in line with these guys for a profitable. Get your float out of these guys. All right? They have a desktop manager. They manage their risk like any business. They have their desktop manager. They know probably worse than Santa Claus, right? They know who's been naughty and who's been nice. They know who's in margin trouble. They got orders requested. They know what they can do. They can hit their reject button. They know who's on the board. They know what positions are in their account management tab, what they're looking at. They know what's going on at all times. Look, this guy has a set of accounts. This guy has a set of accounts. This guy has a set of accounts. This is a trading floor. This is the reality of what you're up against. You're in there with your little laptop, dope, I'm going to get them, and this is what's going on the floor, and you think you're just going to roll in there with some breakout system and beat these guys. That's why you've been struggling in the business, because this is what you're up against. That's the reality of the business. This is the reality of the business. Look at all that arsenal against you. Look at that. This is the reality of how the business is set up. That's why robots don't work. That's why breakout systems don't work. That's why the technicals only work part of the time. It's by design, my friend. List of market makers. It's out there. Available to you if you want to see it. These are all the images that come back under market maker. If you didn't see them, here they are for you. I don't know if you enjoy this or it's a wake-up call for you. But whatever it is, understand that this is what you're up against. All right, so you understand now that this is not a game to them or a hobby. It's not like, oh, I'll just open up a platform, offer 2-pip spread. Whatever happens, we'll be okay. We'll be able to buy some new letters for the Bank of America building tomorrow, no problem. The dealer is lying in wait for you to make an uneducated, emotional decision, lift your stop, and behave like an amateur. He's counting on it. If you're treating this business like a hobby, if you're going to clam bakes and commiserating with other traders, that ends today. Take up photography. It's cheaper, except for my wife, of course. She has to have all the best equipment. And I always joke around about that. She gets mad, but between us and 1,000 students, it's the truth. All right? All right, so here, how to beat the market maker. We're looking for his traps and how they're set and how to react to those traps. The trap moves are made. Write this down. Take a screenshot. At the beginning of the week. On the weekly cycle, the dealer traps Sunday and Monday. The beginning of the day, the trading day starts at 5 p.m. New York, 6 p.m. New York, depending on where you're at, where your dealer resets at. But on an average, it's 4, 5, or 6. The beginning of the session, the trap move is made at the London Open, at the New York Open, also at the end of the session. You'll have a false move session ending with the continuing false move session beginning, and the dealer will make the reversal mid-session or a few bars into the session. Don't worry, I'm going to illustrate it for you. The end of the day, the dealer will pull off of the perceived high or low and trap the traders there and end the day in consolidation. on the weekly cycle, the dealer will snag the traders on Friday by noon by pulling off the levels and going into consolidation. So understanding that if you take a trade on Sunday or Monday, the dealer's job is to try to jam you for the remaining 3 days of the week. And if he jams you, he will move away from you with a unidirectional swing that will not allow you to book a profit for at least 3 to 5 days. Okay, end of the week, he wants to hold everybody in position and force them to cut their losses, which in turn lines his pocket. All right, so here we are. Coming out of Friday's consolidation, Sunday, Monday, okay? An aggressive move on Monday towards the high, trap move, hit the stops at the start of the session, and swing away from those higher level long holders and leave them there trapped for the beginning. Once the trap is set in the first part of the week, Sunday, Monday, he will not repeat the level until he makes the money he needs and possibly head back that way on Friday, right? So think about it as the course of a week. False move week beginning, trap the traders, move away from that level, form a trap move at the bottom of the range Thursday going into Friday, pull back on Friday, and end the week in line with the end of day pattern into consolidation at mid-level, leaving higher level longs trapped, lower level shorts trapped for the cycle, and jamming them up until he can analyze his volume and decide what he wants to do with it, how he wants to handle it. Okay? The trap moves come at the beginning of the session. The dealer comes out, start of the day. The beginning of the session, I'll give you the times, but start at the end of the blue box. The dealer widens the swing to pick up the breakout traders and then triggers the stops and makes the run. Okay? Ends the day off of the high and off of that number, 25 to 50 pips, depending on the pair, and I'll cover it. False move, end of session. False move, session beginning. Pick up the breakout traders. Shift the zone, take it all back, run against those traders that were trapped. Okay? End of the week. Unidirectional swing going into Friday morning, U.S. session. Pull off of that and end the week with traders trapped at the lower levels. See that hammer issued late U.S. session? That jammed up some traders going into Friday afternoon. That felt like, I can't believe I didn't get any trades this week. Man, Euro's going down. Let me short it and then see if I can grab a few pips before the day ends. And what happens? The dealer pulls away and traps those traders, makes them hold on until Monday, and then hits them with a stop-loss gap or whatever he needs to do. Okay? All right, next trap move. The gap at the end of the week. The dealer has made the perfect formation. He rose against those traders. He trapped high, went into consolidation, and then he gaps open and hits those stops and passes them. Here's the thing about the gap that pisses me off. The gap comes in at whatever price it comes in, 50 pips, 60 pips, 70 pips lower. If you have a stop loss level, 10 or 15 pips, the stop loss is honored at the first available price, which means that you are filled at market and you are slipped 10, 20, 30 pips. It doesn't matter what your stop loss level was. Excuse me. Your stop loss was here and they opened down here. They're going to tell you this was the first available market price. We filled your stop, and I'm sorry about your luck that you lost 75 pips when you should have only lost 15 pips. Part of the business. I encourage you to never hold a position over the weekend. It is absolutely not necessary in this business to leave it to chance that no news is going to come out, no bad stuff is going to happen in the world, and that when you come back on Sunday night, Monday morning, that you're not going to be victim to this stuff. Okay? You don't know what's going to happen when there was I think a tsunami in Japan, the reactors melted down, yen was going crazy. There was a bombing in the subway in Europe, euro was going crazy. There is absolutely no reason to leave something on. You have enough opportunity from Sunday to Friday morning, and you have the knowledge now, you will have the knowledge to be successful. It's unnecessary to float something over the weekend. It's bad practice. And if you're trading mini lots right now and you're like, I don't care, it's $50, it's the wrong mentality. Because when it's 50 standards, absolutely unacceptable to leave that open float over the weekend. Okay? I don't care how much you're up either. Don't leave it. Take it. You close your trade at EOD, consolidation at end of day. All trades closed on Friday, EOD, after the market maker goes into consolidation. Do not carry. We're not in the carry trade business. All right. A typical week. Dealer starts in consolidation, picks up the breakout traders, makes his false aggressive move. Let me change the color of this pen to something that's not on there for you guys. All right. Consolidation, trigger those pendings, drag them backwards, go into consolidation, hit the stops, into consolidation, tighten the volume, induce lower level short holders to take positions. Anyone that went long is triggered here in this aggressive move to the downside. Any weak long holders that put their stop 5 pips, 7 pips, 10 pips, whatever they are now taken out. The dealer will rise till he forms a mid-week reversal. Mid-week reversal comes in on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But boy, when it happens right on Wednesday, right on cue, it's amazing. And it happens a lot. Go look at Halloween that week. The dealer makes a midweek reversal with a more aggressive M or W formation. Okay? He will repeat the level and form a 22 or a safety trade as part of this cycle. And I want you to notice how when the dealer is making the aggressive trap moves, the depth and breadth of those moves. Look at the size of the traps. Look at the size of the traps that the dealer makes compared to the regular trend runs and the small M's and W's. See it? Look at the difference in size and stature and pip distance and all those things that you can think of that coincide with this. The dealer's job is to make you think you see something that's not really there. And these corrections and pullbacks do that. Okay? When you're looking at the weekly structure, I want you to be aware that the pattern that I drew for you, that I hand drew for you, is also available. Here's the day tracers, right? The day tracers are these little lines. Now I want you to notice what's going on in here. Inside the day tracer, there is the smaller pattern. It's an aggressive run. There is the smaller pattern to end the day, back in consolidation. Here is the smaller pattern as part of the bigger structure. Here is the reversal back into consolidation. They coincide, the weekly reversal, with the session timings. So let's say what they did is they made the stop hunt high aggressive move at Wednesday London session. They came back and repeated the level in the U.S. session, and then they corrected off of that move. And this was all timed in with the stuff that I'll talk about. And then they made the unidirectional swing to finish out the week. Trap move, end the day. Stop hunt high, drop. Stop hunt high, drop. See it? The week will run, the trade or trend will run for 2 to 3 days during the course of the week. The dealer trend is Sunday, Monday, hit the stops trap. Form a peak formation low or a peak formation high, rise off of that level or correct off of that level. In 2 to 3 days, stop at Wednesday or Thursday, make a midweek reversal, and correct out unidirectionally till the end of the week, where we pull and trap going into the end of the week. Okay? Let's erase these, and now let's add that. False move, week beginning. Sunday, Monday. Hit the stops, correct. Hit the stops, show something. Hit the stops. False move, week beginning. First part of the week, here it is. Trap move. A unidirectional swing for 2 to 3 days, where the reversal comes in. A unidirectional swing for 2 to 3 days. Okay? Somebody said I'm jacked up on too much Diet Coke and I'm going too fast. If I am, please mark the tape, and I'll take a sedative on the next break. You know I'm not gonna, I'm kidding. But anyway, there's no such thing as sedatives in my world. All right, just mark the tape. If I'm confusing you going too fast, mark the tape. Okay, thank you guys. Sorry. All right, look. Aggressive moves. Same thing next week. Beginning of the week, trap down Sunday, Monday, and then a unidirectional swing away from that. It's SSDD all the time. You just have to understand how to decipher this stuff. Understand what's going on. And to keep it clean, same stuff, different day. Okay? This is how the weekly cycle is structured every single week. Now, there's other things going on. They might hold the level to work the crosses, stuff I'm going to talk about. But just understand that the dealer baits the traders, traps them, and then moves away from them for 2 to 3 days. Why 2 to 3 days? Because 2 to 3 days is how long it takes for you to run out of patience and margin. Most people cannot handle an open float for more than 2 to 3 days. It's part of design. They know that if they move against you and get aggressive, that you'll be margined out by Wednesday. And they know that if they trap you Wednesday, you'll be margined out by Friday, or they'll gap you on the weekend or get you out by Sunday, Monday. Their job's to get you out. So you come in, you got your new system, you're like, all right, they're not going to get me out. I'm going to hold on to this trade because now I know. No, it's bullshit. When your money's on the line and you're in trouble and now there's low leverage, you get into margin trouble a hell of a lot faster than you used to because you don't have the same leverage you used to. And that doesn't apply to you UK guys and you London guys and stuff. But understand what's going on. This structure right here happens every single week in Forex, and it's designed to keep you at bay. And it's been working. That's why they're so rich. And SSDD stands for same stuff, different day. It's the same moves in the chart over and over again, non-stop. They just repeat the process. It's a simple lather, rinse, repeat. Okay? Let's put it to words now. You've seen the picture. Market makers trap traders on the first day of the trading week, Sunday, Monday, and tie up your margin for the remaining days by aggressively moving away from the LOW, there's a test answer, and HOW. What the hell is the L, the LOW, and how? Low of the week, high of the week. The low of the week forms the peak formation low. The high of the week is the peak formation high. Your job is to identify those points and trade away from those areas for 2 to 3 days until the signals give you otherwise. Okay? They will trade above or below the previous peak, possibly using it as a high or low of the current week. All right, what the hell does that mean? Let me say it again. The only way they're going to trade above or below the previous peak formation is they'll come back and make it a higher low of the next week. So here's what I mean. Okay, if let's say this is the peak formation high, right? They'll come back, maybe they'll end the week at the same level, and then this will be the perceived trap move below, right? So then the dealer will start the week, and then this new level, this new peak formation low will be the previous, man, that was bad drawing on my part. This peak will be the high of the week. This peak will be the low of the week. They will not cross these levels because they've done their damage in here. They have their trap. And the same applies for the other way. Okay? The object is to stay above or below the perceived support and resistance level for at least 3 days, causing exhaustion and panic. What is that? Okay, if you're short in this range here, and the dealer does not cross the peak formation by staying above it, right, you are jammed some number of pips. Usually ADR times 3 is what your jam rate is. Okay? Why do I mean? Because if there's 3 days of rise or 3 days of correction, that number can be put to an ADR times 3. If the ranges are tight at 60 times 3, 180 pips, that would be your float down, because the dealer won't come back into that range. Some number between ADR times 3 and where you took your position on the previous week will cause you to be in that number of negative float. You understand? In turn, many traders will cut the position with a huge loss, or if the account was over leveraged, they'll be called out and the dealer will pocket the money. Okay, let's look at a week. Let's look at a chart. Let's talk about it. Okay, here it is. False move week beginning. Hit the stops in both directions. Accumulate contracts. U.S. session to trigger. And then what I call a V3, that's vector candles. I will talk about that. Just want you to hear the terminologies. The peak formation low is formed. Right? Peak formation low. This is also the LOW, the low of the week. Now, what do we anticipate? If the low of the week is formed, we expect 2 to 3 days of rise, which is right here. Level 1 is where the straightaway trade comes from. But in this example, the blue box shaded your judgment. Here is a W formation to the low. This would be a safety trade, long. Don't let this chop deter you. Not necessary. Stop, hunt, low, rise. Stop, hunt, low, rise. Now, you are in the end of the dealer cycle. The end of the dealer cycle will warrant a trapping to continuation of people to take it long, hitting the stops of anybody short that got it right, and then correcting against those traders and punishing them for going long. When the dealer is rising price, what is he doing? He's seeing to it that the retail traders click buy on their mouse, and he is selling to them, thus accumulating a net short position for himself. Okay? So now, he's in a chop. He hits the stops of anybody that was short in here. They're out. He corrects a little bit, hitting the stops of anybody that was long in here. And then he will make the formation and correct off of this, at least back to mayonnaise. Okay? The correction comes at level 3, which is the end of the dealer cycle. The dealer cycle is 3 days. 1, 2, 3. 3 levels of rise. 1, 2, 3. Accompanied by 3 levels of aggressive consolidation. Right? 1, 2, 3. Hitting the stops along the way in both directions and keeping you at bay until you understand the information. Now that you understand the information in the dealer cycle, you want a swing trade? Now you're a swing trader. Why? Your job as a swing trader is to identify peak formation high and peak formation low. Your top side target is ADR times 3. Why? Because if I told you there's 3 days of rise over 3 levels, then you could simply take, let me try to erase those, sorry. Okay, changing colors for all those that are colorblind along with me. I'll try black. Try that. Is that visible? Okay, so look. Here you go. False move week beginning, Sunday, Monday. Now, you take an entry here. Stop loss is outside the dealer's reach below the peak formation. And you simply don't let this crap scare you out. Answer to your question. When is a trade not valid anymore? When the dealer reviolates the high or reviolates the low. Answer to your test question. Okay? This trade is invalid if you get a close below the peak formation. If the dealer closes back below the low, then guess what? He will correct 25 to 50 pips until he hits the next level stop loss batch. Okay? All right, some complaints about the color. Is this a good color? Is it viewable? Just put a Y up there if you can see it. All right. All right, so next day, you expect, anticipate, stop, hunt, low. If you were in something in here and you start to see this come back, you panic and click out because you were up 25, 30, 40 pips, and now you're like, oh man, I'm giving it all back. Let me just click out. And all this simply was a stop hunt low, and the anticipated move was a rise. The stop hunts will be anywhere from 25 to 50 pips from the open. Evaluate the boxes, evaluate the consolidation, and look for a stop hunt. Evaluate the boxes and look for a stop hunt in line with the peak formation. Okay, now you know that the pins have changed to the top. The aggressive move is coming in at level 3, top side. You are not a buyer anymore. You are a market maker. You are looking for shorting opportunities based on the signals that we're going to talk about over the next 4 days. Okay? Or should I say the first hour's down 3 3/4 days. All right? Straightaway level 1, do not counter. A counter trade coming off the peak formation at a level 1 is ill-advised. You could get a trend reset and the dealer could repeat the level, but as a general rule, don't trade back towards the peak formation coming out of level 1 consolidation. Mark the tape. That's a Steveism. Never trade back towards the peak formation coming out of level 1 consolidation. It's a sucker's trade. Why does the dealer straight rise away from the peak formation? Think back to 15 slides ago. The picture of the margin call window should come to mind. The dealer has got some level of people stuck in this price point box. This price point box is represented on the chart as blank space, but understand 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, 500 million, 600 million. I don't know the number, but it's down there. The dealer has reached his hand down there and grabbed a hold of that cash. And he has snatched the market away quickly, away from that level. The dealer will not repeat the level, because if he repeats the level, people will be able to click out in a small loss or a small profit, and he is not in the business of allowing you to make a smaller loss or a small profit. That's not his job. So the dealer will not repeat the level, and he will straight rise aggressively out of the area coming out of level 1 in order to continue. Look at that move out. Look at that move out. There is no visible stop hunt below the Asian numbers. See it? Because the money's trapped here. The dealer does not make a visible stop hunt below the Asian numbers. But what happens? He makes a visible stop hunt on level 2 below the Asian numbers because the damage is already done in here. Now, people that are holding this on open float, what happens? Oh, it fell below the 200 EMA. It's coming back. I'm going to hang on, baby. And then what happens? He snatches it away in the shift and again runs the game on you the other way. Please, please, please let me clean this chart off. I encourage you to take a screenshot of this as well. This is an important part of the business. This is the weekly market structure that is in every pair, every week, and I'm going to show you the variations on the theme and how it's changed. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. You know I need a Diet Coke. My throat's killing me. I'm going to leave this up, take a picture. Let's do a quick 5-minute break this time, and we'll come right back and get rolling. Is everybody okay? Just throw a Y up there. And let me see. I saved that little countdown timer for you guys. Okay, let me see. I got to change to a thingy.